Welcome back to the podcast. Today I'm here with my co-host David Dar and I'm Luca Hupiki. Hopefully you guys are having a good day, good week, and just in general, a good time. David, how are you going?
I'm going well, thank you. I've had a good past week so far. And a really nice weekend going to church. And I'm a bit tired, but energized now. Another day living, seeing my homies and seeing people I love, so I'm happy. And what about you?
Oh yeah, been pretty good, not too bad. Haven't done too much, so yeah, it's been pretty chill. Just like normal, pretty much normal.
Sure.
So yeah, let's get into it.
Sure.
So David, your team.
I'm team Calisthenics.
And I'm team bodybuilding, so let's see what's better. Would you like to start off with your first topic?
Okay. My first topic around bodybuilding versus calisthenics is about functionality. Yeah, the function, just of movements and stuff. I feel like with calisthenics, I would say is that these movements, I would say that they're more natural and stuff, but they're more applicable to many real life scenarios and stuff, right? For example, pull-ups, chin-ups, sit-ups and stuff. These bodyweight exercises and stuff. They can be used for a variety of things. You can do it anywhere, anytime. And you can use like almost any I'll say not obstacle, any item and stuff. For example, use a pole. You can use the monkey bars at a playground and stuff. So just the functionality of it, just the practicality and the function. I feel like it's really good. Whereas bodybuilding and stuff, you get a gym, it's equipment and stuff. And these equipment, they build good muscle and stuff, great body and stuff. But not all of them are, they're more about looking good. But some of them, of course, it's about gaining strength, and good functionality. But I would say it's not as functional as basic calisthenics skills.
Yes, but as you said there, functionality.
Yeah.
It's also quite functional. You can do pretty much all the exercises for bodybuilding. You can do them at home as well. Pretty much every exercise. Just do bodyweight squats. You might not be able to go as heavy as you want.
Sure.
But you can still do pretty much all functionality is the same. Either if you're at home or at the gym, you can still do, like I said, bodyweight squats. You can still do push-ups for your chest. You can still do deadlifts. Easy. Just grab grab a bag or something.
Sure. Okay.
And just put some stuff in it, and then it's heavy.
Yeah.
And squats, bench, just do push-ups, or you can even you can just buy a bench and then just grab a bag on either side and just push that up. You can still do it here at home, wherever you want, really. And there's also the park. There's the gym parks, so you can still do a bit of bodybuilding there. So you don't need a membership, but a membership does help build it.
Agree.
So it still functions
Sure.
at home and at the gym. Seeing as the gym is more what am I trying to say? It's more you can function more there, do more there, and load heavier. So you can go heavier and build more muscle there. But it's the same either there or at home, pretty much.
Sure. I would say that's a pretty decent argument. I would say I agree with that. I would say some of those movements, they're really the core basis of calisthenics as well, And also, if you want to train optimally, I would say for bodybuilding, you need to go to the gym, right? I feel like to get weight, you need weight, you need weight, Whereas calisthenics, just trying to bodybuild, back at home and stuff. You can get equipment and stuff, but it's not just, it won't build you as much, as going to the gym. That's why, all bodybuilders go to the gym. I'm pretty sure most bodybuilders go to the gym, Yeah. Chris Baum said, all people competing for Olympia, they didn't go to the gym. You see, all the big guys in the gym and stuff, And so I feel like optimal wise, if you're gonna compete and stuff, you have to go to the gym for it, which is not, I would say, as easy as calisthenics. There's ripped guys, just on the streets.
Yeah, but with that, I'm saying functionality and how easy it is to do.
Yeah.
Calisthenics is harder, as your diet needs to be more strict compared to bodybuilding. Yes, you still need to be eating in a high calorie, a bulk.
Yeah.
Most of the time you need to be eating a bulk. You obviously need a cut to look better, but most of the time for bodybuilding, it's just to get as big as you can, right? Just get big as you can, look as big as you want. So basically, you should still be eating relatively good food. They can just be eating technically whatever you want. But whereas calisthenics, if you just eat whatever you want, you're gonna get too heavy, and then too heavy for you to be able to lift yourself, because everything is based off your own body weight. So the calisthenics person that I know, Chris Hernia, is that his name?
Chris Hernia,
Yeah, he's saying that his meal, he needs to be eating like a certain amount of calories, and he did a video when he went to Italy or whatever, and he had like 3 different meals, and he said he was saying if the meal was like too heavy, like he wouldn't be able to do his like calisthenics for as long as he like hold a planche for as long as he wants because he's too heavy. But whereas bodybuilding, it doesn't matter how heavy you are. The heavier you are, the more you're going to lift, which will, it doesn't necessarily equal to more gains, but it's more you can lift, more strain you put on your body, which can lead to more gains in the long run. So, yeah. And it doesn't just have to be healthy. You can eat technically whatever you want. As you can see, Sam Sulek hit a dirty bulk pretty much the whole time, and you see where he's at. So like, yeah, it's pretty much pretty easy. You just gotta eat a lot of food.
That's fair. I would say, yeah, I agree with that. You know, I would say it's fairly even and stuff. You know, you can do, I guess, bodybuilding and calisthenics at home and stuff. I would argue that, although you know, I agree with you. I think calisthenics is easier at home because you know you don't need much equipment and stuff. You know, you can just do it without any equipment. You know, push-ups, sit-ups, just like you know, squats and stuff. You know, and you use a backpack with weights and stuff. But I want to actually move on to my second argument, and my second argument would probably be about just sorry, I just lost my train of thought. It would be about like, you know, just being able to begin and stuff, you know, just the levels and stuff, you know. I feel like with bodybuilding and stuff, you know, and kind of you go to the gym, it's quite like perplexing and stuff, you know, like so many different machines, different outcomes. I remember going to the gym for the first time. Well, I love the gym, you know. It's one of my first loves when it comes to, you know, building my body and stuff, you know, so many different machines and stuff, you know, so many different ways to exercise and stuff, you know. I feel like as well as, you know, it feels overwhelming sometimes, you know. Of course, you know, it takes a few, I'll say months to get into like this habit, you know, going to the gym, you know what exercises are good for you, you know, what fits for you and stuff, you know, and what type of, you know, body trying to build and stuff. Whereas calisthenics, you know, honestly, it's for everyday things, so, you know, and all, like, I'm not saying, you know, an old person can't do bodybuilding, so of course you can and stuff, but I feel like any age, any range, you know.
Yeah, but with calisthenics, it's much harder to be able to just be like, hey, say you're fresh to the gym, what's easier? To be able to do bodybuilding, squats, bench, deadlift with lightweight, or be able to do push-ups, planche, pull-ups. Most people, not most people, a lot of people can't do pull-ups, a lot of people can't do proper push-ups. Everyone, 90% of most people can do a squat, a bench, a deadlift.
I was about progression and stuff, you know, like push-ups, of course, some people have a hard time doing push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups. Yeah, we all start somewhere, right? I feel like, you know, with the gym, yeah, we all start somewhere as well, you know, but calisthenics, you can do this at home and stuff, you know, you can just start at home, you know, just like push-ups on the wall, knee push-ups and stuff, you know, and with pull-ups and stuff, you can start with this Australian pull-ups, you know, or even if you find that hard, there's so many different variances, so much YouTube videos and stuff, you know, no money, nothing at all, you know, all you have to do is watch YouTube, or even, you know, you can go to the park, you know, which is for free and stuff, you know, and so you can just level your weight up and stuff. It may take time and stuff, but I find it's so rewarding to be able to function, you know, with your own body, you know, and to be because learning to master your own body weight will help you, know, master, you know, heavier things and stuff. You know, you can progress with it as well. I would say that I agree that maybe bodybuilding would provide more strength and stuff. I think calisthenics is just a healthy way and a good way for anyone just to, you know, to start becoming fit, you know, very easily, not very easy, but from home, you know. And to progress to really basic but really optimal exercises just to build muscle and just to build functionality, you know.
I see where you're at, but I'm saying that when like the bodybuilding, or pretty much all the exercises you need to do them because you do them in your daily life anyway. For bench, you push something in your daily life every day. You at least push something. For a squat, you're always getting up and down from the couch. Can up and down from your seat. So even older people need to be doing at least a squat, a bench. They don't really need to be doing deadlift as such. But still, bodybuilding isn't just those 3 exercises. It's a bunch of different exercises. So pretty much like all the exercises in the gym. Like think about it, how many exercises are functional for everyday life. When you get older, you need to be doing them so then you can stay stronger and still be not frail and be able to do all the stuff that you want to be able to do when you're older? Like lift up a box. What do you need to be able to do for that? A deadlift. For pushing a table or something, or like pushing anything. You need to be able to like bench is a good way for that, and squatting, like getting up and down from the chair, anything like that. You need to be doing those exercises, even if you're right now from when you start in the gym to when you're very old. You still need to be doing it the whole way. Whereas calisthenics, you don't really need to be doing pull-ups. Like, when are you going to be pulling yourself up in your day-to-day life?
Well, pull-ups, but if you get pull-ups, you can train with weight as well. You know, so pull-ups, they're pulling strength, the same as deadlifts and stuff. But of course, maybe not as much with muscles and stuff. But pull-ups will also translate into normal activities. You know, just like pulling something off the ground. You know, picking something up from the ground.
That's
squats
more,
are part of calisthenics as well.
That's more like a deadlift motion. You need to lift it up from the ground. You're not doing a pull-up motion to like. Hold up, we need to cut it one more time.
I didn't know your dog howls.
That was tinny, man.
Alright, hold
It's
up.
actually kind of funny.
That's cute.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, so with like pull-ups, you don't need to be pulling yourself up in your everyday life. You need to be deadlifting stuff up, lifting boxes up, lifting chairs up, lifting like your backpack up, everything, squatting down and up from your chair, getting down and up from the couch. You need to be benching, you need to be pushing things all the time. You need to be doing all of those. You don't need to be doing like planches. Oh yeah, I'm gonna planche myself. What's that gonna help?
But I'm not talking about planches. Of course, these are the technical, like, you know, really more arty exercises. But I'm talking about the basic, you know, the basic components of calisthenics. It's push-ups, you know, pull-ups, you know, these small things, you know, that do function in everyday life. For example, when you get older and stuff, man, why do you have to lift heavy boxes and stuff? You know, you're getting older and stuff. You know, you can help.
Bodybuilding isn't just about lifting heavy. It's just lifting. You just need to be able to. If you're just doing the 3 basic movements of bodybuilding, squat, bench, deadlift, even if you're not doing heavy weight, you can still like, you're still like gaining what you need for when you're older. Like calisthenics, what like?
Yeah, well, you can do that until you're older.
What's the basics of calisthenics?
Well, push-ups. It's very similar to yours. You know, push-ups for push. You know, pull-ups for pull, and squats. I mean, people don't squat that much, but you can squat. There's different variants of squats, like, you know, pistol squats and stuff. Squats and stuff. You can also add weight. You know, backpack or wear a heavy vest and stuff. Like, I would say that argue that those movements are easy to learn and easy to do for everyday life until you're older. Then squats, deadlifts, and which you can, I would say, you get injured more easily doing that. I think all of them find it easy doing a push-up, you know, a squat, you know, a bodyweight squat, you know, a pull-up, you know, without, you know, having to go to the gym, you know, and lift up heavy weight. I would say that they're less prone to injury, you know, because these are, I would say not more natural, but I would say more natural movements, you know, than the squats, deadlifts, you know, and bench and stuff, you know. I mean, deadlifts, I would say they're really good and stuff, but you don't have to do that. There's other ways to increase pull strength and stuff, you know. That's why, you know, we do lateral raises and stuff, and they can translate to, you know, pull strength. And also bench, bro. You can do push-ups, bro.
Yeah, but when you say you get someone in, just like someone wants to come to the gym and they go to the personal trainer and like, oh, can you write me a program? I just want to get stronger.
Yeah.
No one goes, oh yeah, so I'm going to write it like it's a calisthenics program. I'm going to write it more like it's a bodybuilding program. Aren't they? They're going to be putting pretty much like the exercises. They're going to be putting a squat in there. They're going to be putting a push exercise, which would be either, probably not bench, if it's just the first time. It would be like a machine press. Or like, definitely they'll be putting deadlift in there, which might, at TAFE they've been talking about deadlifts are good, great exercises.
I agree.
So those 3 exercises, plus all the other like nitty-gritty exercises like triceps, biceps, and all of those things. They're going to be putting those into like people that first come into the gym. They're not going to be going like, oh yeah, let's do some, I don't know, like push-ups. So then, well, they probably will be like, oh yeah, let's do push-ups. But like, they're training to get stronger and stronger. You're not training to be able to hold yourself back up and plant yourself, or be able to L sit.
But the thing is, it's not just about showing stuff. I keep nailing down that there's basic components, you know. It's just that movement, bro. Being able to move your own body weight. That's what calisthenics is all
Yeah, but
about.
I'm talking about the overarching factor of calisthenics. When someone says calisthenics, they're not like, oh yeah, I'm just doing it to get stronger. They go, oh yeah, I'm doing it so I can be able to like planche, if I'm able to hold an L sit for longer, I'm able to, like, people that do bodybuilding to get stronger.
To get stronger to look good as well.
So like 99% of the people that come from outside into the gym, you're going to be giving them a strength program. Not a strength program, but you're going to be working them up towards a strength program, aren't you?
But same with calisthenics, man. You can train for strength as well. You're getting that. It's not just bodyweight. You can also add weight. You know, you can also progress. For example, you know, I remember doing 10 pull-ups, you know, a while ago. It felt a lot of strength. Now I get it very easy and stuff, you know. So I'm getting more strength. Yeah, maybe I'm losing, maybe pushing strength, you know, because I'm doing a lot of bodyweight exercise and stuff. But I won't be pushing. There's never any instance where I need to be pushing, you know, a lot of weight, unless maybe I'm getting crushed by a car or something, you know. Maybe bench press would be applicable. But I would say the functions of calisthenics, you know, is to be able to move your body anywhere, anytime, you know, and for any level, anyone, and anyone can just start at home. Guessing can start at home, you know, with no equipment, no money, you know. Whereas bodybuilding, you get a buy membership and stuff, you know, and maybe find a program and stuff. But calisthenics, you can just start with few basic movements or learn to do basic movements. Yeah, pull-ups, you know, sit-ups, you know. Even sit-ups, cool, you know, sit-ups, you know. Push-ups, you know, and squats and stuff, you know, and you can progress to these things. You know, L-sit, of course, but it trains your core, which is very important muscle and stuff, you know. And I would say, you know, muscles are really cool and stuff. You don't need it and stuff, but these basic things, you know, are so easy for, not easy, but they're applicable for anyone to learn at any age range and stuff. You know, it's much more safer. I would say injury-free. Yeah, than going to the gym. You know, it's cost-effective and stuff. So,
yeah, but
so you can build. You can build like it's a good strength basis if you're doing calisthenics. And from there, if you want, you can move to the gym and stuff. But I think that it's a very easy way just to start with. And also, people who go to the gym, when they come to calisthenics, they find it. I'm not saying there's different things to take, but they find it hard to come to calisthenics, you know, because these are more technical. You know, it's more, you know, you're very like, you know, moving through the body and stuff. You know, whereas, you know, when someone from calisthenics to the gym, they're able to transfer their skills, I would say, more easily to the gym, they're vice versa.
yes, but like people who train at home are most likely not going to train at home. Like, how many people do you hear say, oh yeah, I'm going to start training at home, and then they stop training? Like Sterling, for example. I don't know if he stopped or not, but like, do you think he still trains as much as he did at home? People go to the gym to socialize and stuff, which most people at the gym are doing your bodybuilding programs. So you don't go to the gym to socialize and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hold a planche, practice holding a planche for 30 seconds, or I'm gonna be doing push-ups at the gym for whatever X amount of time. They go into the gym to do those more functional like lifts and stuff, and to socialize, because that's part of their day. That's part of their daily routine. Because like, I've done it, for example. I've been like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym today. I'm going to just work out at home. And I don't work out at home. So much easier just to go to the gym and do that. And people recommend when you go to the gym, they don't recommend, like I said before, calisthenics program. It's more catered towards a bodybuilding program.
Of course, because you're going to the gym. I'm talking about just, you know, I keep going about professionality, you know, and also just, you know, easier progress and stuff, you know, just from home and stuff, just building your body up, you know, just trying to be healthy and stuff. You can start with calisthenics, man. You don't have to go to the gym. The gym is awesome, I think it's awesome as well, but you can start with calisthenics. You have no money and nothing, you feel a child. I remember when I was a kid, they're thinking, oh, I want to be going to the gym, you know, I never really heard about the gym and stuff. I remember push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, these are easy to do, you know, and I can learn them, and pretty easy and stuff, you know. Whereas, you know, all these big moves and stuff, and also calisthenics, you know, there's a community for you as well, you know, community, you know, everyone's beginning, you know, everyone's all this, you know. And like the culture is very, I would say, positive and stuff, you know, because everyone's welcome. So but when I go to the gym and stuff, you know, I was, of course, building strength and stuff, you know, and being healthy and stuff. There's a lot of focus on, you know, looks and stuff, you know, looking at yourself, you know, like them, you know, do I look good and stuff. I feel like it's very, not superficial. I would say it's superficial at the gym. I'm not saying everyone's superficial and stuff, but like, you know, it's very focused on looks and stuff, you know. Whereas calisthenics, you know, it's just about, you know. Of course, there's looks and stuff here. You'll probably look better, you know, if you eat well, you know, if you do exercise, you'll look better and stuff as well. You know. Also, just being happy just to be able to do a pull-up, because some people, they do need a pull-up, even a push-up and stuff. These are awesome goals that you can just attain at home, or you go to the park. You need to start. It's like a small beginning, but it can lead to great things. You can from there you can progress to so many things.
But people get into calisthenics and then they realize, oh, I can't eat as much food because I'm going to be too heavy and not be able to do these things. Like with a pull-up and stuff, if you're heavy, obviously it's going to be harder than when you're lighter. So people just like tend to be like, oh yeah, like they still want to eat a lot. And it's what's easier for you to be able to eat a lot of food and be able to do squat, bench, deadlift or whatever, or cut back on food and do calisthenics?
Well, I think it just depends on your goal and stuff. I think calisthenics and stuff is for everyone and stuff now. I mean, if you're gonna get heavier, and bulk up, sure, of course, maybe your pulse will go down and stuff. But from that, you can, when you cut back down, you'll gain more muscle.
You're way more restricted. Like if you bulk up, yes, you can still do calisthenics. It's gonna be a lot harder. You're gonna have to train a lot harder. But whereas when you just like eat a lot more food, yeah, you can lift a lot more weight. You feel, when I eat a lot more food and I go to the gym, I'm like, well, I can lift a lot more weight. I'm more happy. No one's like, oh, I've eaten a lot of food. I can't do a pull-up today because I'm like real heavy. And then you feel sad about yourself. You go to the gym and you're like, oh, I'm really pumped. I can push like extra 10 kilos on the bench or something. You see? Like,
yeah, I would say that's more about.
There's downside. That's a big downside. Like,
but if you eat less and you go to the gym as well, you'll feel weak as well. So it's applicable to both. Maybe if you train calisthenics, you eat more big and stuff. But what if you're not hitting your diet goals in the gym? You won't progress either. So I would say it's applicable to both areas and stuff. And they both have their downsides. For example, bulking up also, you can get more strength and stuff. But you get heavier. You won't maybe get more tired easily and stuff. But if you don't eat well enough at the gym, you'll be able to perform your heavy lifts. So ultimately, whereas calisthenics, you can still, of course, I would say, you're light and stuff, you eat as much, but you can still function, you can still use lifts and still get, something from there and stuff. I would say for both and stuff. But calisthenics, like, even if you eat a bit more and stuff, I'm not sure how much more you're eating. If you're someone eating a lot more, then you can...
Yeah, but you see, with bodybuilding, it's known for like, the 90% of it is known for what you eat, right? And like, it's a great thing. If you get into bodybuilding, it teaches you how to eat better, what to eat, so to fill your body, so you know what to eat. Whereas calisthenics, there's like, you don't really get into calisthenics and then know what you need. Like, yeah, you will know what you need to eat and stuff, but it's more known that people get into bodybuilding and then they know what they need to eat and all of that stuff. They figure it out, and it's like, it just helps you in general. And it makes you realize, oh yeah, I might not be eating enough of this. I might not be eating enough of that. It's what it's done for me. Like, when I was in bodybuilding, or like, when I'm just working out in general, it's like, yes, I realize, oh, I'm not eating enough of this. I'm eating too much of this and stuff. Yes, you can be really like picky about it. Be like, I'm going to individually weigh everything and be exact on it. You don't have to exactly. You can just estimate, and yeah, it's good to like, it helps structure your diet a lot better and cut out heaps of the bad stuff that you don't like, that you don't need in your life and stuff, and makes you realize how much bad stuff you are eating.
I'll say that's a good argument. That's a really good point about diet and stuff. I agree. I think bodybuilding.
And like one last thing, and it makes you realize, that there's different, like, food isn't just food going into your body. It's like, it's fats, carbs, and protein. So like, yeah, you could be like, oh yeah, this food's really good for me. It's gonna give me a lot of energy. But then you like actually look at it and no, it's not gonna give you a lot of energy or something, because like you've learnt about it through bodybuilding that oh yeah, carbs will give you more energy, fats will like give you more fat, and then like protein will help build muscle and all of that. You don't really learn that as such through calisthenics. Oh, you will, but it's not. No. It's not like, oh yeah, you're getting into calisthenics, you're gonna know about your fats, protein, and stuff. That is mainly heard to be connected. It's like when you get into bodybuilding, normally that's what's gonna come with it. That part of it is gonna come with your bodybuilding. It's like known for that. You know what I mean?
Now I would say I agree with that. Yeah, I think nutritional aspect is I think bodybuilding teaches it very well. I agree. But I would say that of course it does, but also a lot of other sports and stuff. You know, I'm sure baseball, professional athletes and stuff. They have strict diets as well. You know, you can learn that through even sports as well. You know, it's not just typical to bodybuilding. And I'll say calisthenics for sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's applicable to bodybuilding, but I'm saying when you just go out there and you say fats, protein, and carbs, what is that most likely connected to?
I'll say just building muscle.
Bodybuild, like
Calisthenics builds muscle as well.
Yeah, but like
sports that build different muscles.
If you went up to someone that's never been to the gym before, and you said, oh yeah, do you know your and they knew what micros and macros were, right? What do you think they would first connect that to?
Look at bodybuilding and stuff.
Exactly, because it's known for known for bodybuilding. You don't go up to some stranger and be like, and they'd be like, oh yeah, it's connected to what calisthenics.
Sure.
Such.
Because as I say, calisthenics is not okay. Maybe if you want to be like, I would say health wise and stuff. You know, I think better really good. I think bodybuilding. You know, but I feel like it's also, although it's awesome, I think that it can lead to a lot of like restrict you from doing other things and stuff as well. You know, maybe not being able to go out and eat. You know, or even enjoy yourself. You know, I must of course people doing bodybuilding stuff. I respect it. They're amazing and stuff. You know, but sometimes it really restricts you from. I would say, because you live healthy and stuff, you know, but being happy, you know, sometimes you can, of course, it's cheat days and stuff, but kind of saying, you know, you're more flexible with your diet and stuff, you know. You can still eat healthy.
I feel like it makes you like more flexible when you're bodybuilding because it means you can. It doesn't matter necessarily if you eat more than you are meant to, because you're still putting on like more weight and stuff, which in most cases, if you're like, yes, of course, if you're cutting, it's not as good, but if you're bulking, it's just gonna like, it might put on more fat and stuff, but it'll just like give you more like strength in the end to be able to do it. But then say you doing calisthenics and like, oh, you've already eaten what you can for the day, and then your friends go, oh, I want to go out for dinner. But you can't be like,
that's the same with bodybuilding, or the same with cutting and stuff. I remember when you were on the cut, you're like, I can't eat cutting.
But like with calisthenics, yes, you can bulk. Yes, bulking and cutting applies to that as well. But like, it's not known like. You don't bulk up for calisthenics. Like, yeah, Chris Hernia, he's pretty much all year round, like either eating his maintenance or eating below his maintenance. All year, he's not really bulking as such.
Sure.
So there's not really time when he can like go out and enjoy.
But he can still be flexible and stuff. That's the thing. All day he's maintaining his weight. You can maintain your body. You can maintain your weight. You can be flexible with what you eat as well. I would say in both. You know,
yeah,
in both aspects and stuff.
You can be flexible, but I'm saying with bodybuilding, you can be more flexible and be like, oh yeah, okay, I just ate a bit more that day. If it's bulk, like, cause calisthenics, I don't like see bulking, bro. Do you?
Yeah, but there's
you don't.
But there's some massive calisthenics guys out there, you know, who just get bigger just by doing calisthenics. You know, but even on surplus, like you can learn nutritional things. You know, of course, I think it's like bodybuilding and stuff. I agree. I think I learned nutritional aspects from bodybuilding and stuff. You know, but you can just if you want to be healthy and stuff, you can just you have to learn bodybuilding. You just go there. I remember in school, man, high school. And doing PE, physical education, learn about these food groups and stuff, and how they help you, what you should eat, 2 fruits a day, 5 sets of veggies and stuff. These are just nutritional facts that rarely people know. I would say when you go specifics, I would say macros, micros, fat and stuff. Maybe it's very more specific to bodybuilding, if you like a really good body and stuff, competition and stuff. If you want to be a healthy person, man, all you have to do is just eat the right foods. Eat the right foods. Don't eat too much. Don't eat too less. So calisthenics, you can do that really easily and stuff, You can just eat, get healthy stuff, Not be too worried about the macros, you're training professionally, you're training to become stronger as well, but you're just training to be healthy, to be able to, do things, whereas bodybuilding is very specific, whereas calisthenics is more flexible and stuff, you can do a lot more things, and with the diet and stuff,
I'd say bodybuilding is actually more, it's not so like, it's more flexible because it's not really just all about strength and just pushing as much as you can. There's also hypertrophy training. There's all sorts of different training. So like, yeah, say you're like, oh, I'm not really feeling strength training. I'm going to do a bit of hypertrophy training for ages. I'm going to do a bit of that. Bit of all of that stuff. Oh, I might change to just different sort of training. It's still classified as bodybuilding. It's just the way you got to look for the stage. And it also builds a lot more discipline on you. Especially if you want to go onto stage. Because like, you got to be on a strict diet, strict times, you got to do all this stuff. So yeah, it builds a lot more discipline. Whereas calisthenics, you're not going on stage and building discipline for, oh yeah, I need to look as good as I can for this, or I need to hold a planche for 5 minutes because some other dude's doing it as well or something.
Yes, of course, you know, like, that's what I'm saying, it's quite restrictive and stuff, you know? Like, I think it's amazing you train for something and stuff, but so calisthenics is just for daily life, man, you know? You enjoy your stuff, you know, you can get better, you can get stronger and stuff, you know? And, especially your diet and stuff, but I was saying, you know, it's also about the mental aspect and stuff, you know? I would say, when you're a bodybuilder, man, I feel like you're always in your head, you know? How do I look good, you know? What weight am I at, you know? I would say sometimes it got into my head. I remember when I was bulking and stuff, and like, oh, these guys look so good and stuff, you know. Oh my goodness, like, you know, why do I look like that? You know, why my shoulders aren't that big and stuff, you know. There's so many things to work on. Whereas, yeah, calisthenics, man, like these skills, oh, these guys really cool, man. Oh, it's taking me a long time to learn. You know, when you accomplish, you're like, I remember when I did my first muscle, I was like, wow, this is awesome. I didn't care about how my body looked or anything like that, you know. I just cared about, you know, being able to do something, you know, that looked cool and stuff, you know. I would say, you know, learning skills and stuff, it's just fun and stuff. Whereas I would say, sometimes bodybuilding, I feel like, I think you really build good discipline and stuff. I'll say calisthenics also, you have to be committed to it, you know?
But you've done both. You've done a little bit of bodybuilding, a little bit of calisthenics so far. And what were you more happy about? Hitting 100 kg on squats or hitting a muscle up?
I'll say, I'll be honest, a muscle up, I'm not gonna lie. Muscle up, because it's cool, man. Like, it's just it would take me longer to let a muscle up than to do a 100 kg squat, you know?
Why would you be more happy? Be able to bench 100 or be able to do a muscle up? Of course you're gonna be more, bro. Heaps of people are more happy. Oh, you be able to do.
But I'll be happy if I can do like 20 muscle ups. Than 100.
No one's gonna be like, oh, yeah, I'm happy I can do a push up compared to I'm happy I can do 60 on the bench, bro. That's like it's like crazy stuff.
No, but that's the thing, you know, is that that's why calisthenics is for everyone and stuff. You know, I would say sometimes bodybuilding is all about strength, all about numbers and stuff. Calisthenics, man. Yeah. Hey man, I'm just aiming to do a push-up, you know. Hey man, you know, I'm just trying to do a pull-up, and it's rewarding and stuff, you know. And like, you know, you can it's so supportive and stuff, you know. It's not very superficial, you know. Of course, you know, you can look good and stuff, but it's improving each other, learning skills, you know, having fun. I would say you can have a lot more fun just doing calisthenics, you know, having fun, doing your bodybuilding. Of course, when you're building your body, you look great and stuff. But sometimes when you have bad days and all, you know, maybe something. But calisthenics, you know, you can. Every day, you know, you don't have to worry too much about your looks and stuff, you know? Man, of course, you know, you want to look good and stuff. You can look good, people, calisthenics and stuff. But I would say just, you don't think about yourself, you know, your body team and stuff.
Then why don't more people do it? Why is like heaps of people from like school and stuff, after school and all that, they don't go home and just do calisthenics. They go to the gym and do bodybuilding stuff.
Yeah, because
why is that? Why is that then? You tell me why the majority of people go to that then over calisthenics.
It's very superficial. I remember when I was in high school, I want to go to the gym, of course get stronger and stuff, but the first thing is I want to look good. It's all about, I think looking good is important. I agree, you know, I think you shouldn't be, you know, too obese, you know, or too skinny. I think you should look good. You should be healthy and stuff, you know. So I'm going to the gym, but I was already healthy, man, you know. I was like, I was skinny and stuff, but I was a healthy weight, you know.
Then why'd you keep going to the gym if you were healthy and all that?
Because it was fun and stuff, and I was, you know, building strength and stuff, you know. But also find fun in doing calisthenics as well, you know. Like, and also in calisthenics, I'm not worrying too much about my body and stuff, you know.
But that's just you. I'm saying the majority of people.
Yeah,
because why is it people go to school, they grow up in high school. Why do they go to the bodybuilding route than the calisthenics route? See what I mean? It's better. It's better because, you can just see in daily life. You can I just reckon if you get a sample of 10 people, how many of those people do bodybuilding training versus calisthenic training, do you think?
But that's just about culture, popularity and stuff, you know? Culture, man, it's been pushing gym for a long time and stuff, but calisthenics has always been there and stuff, you know? Although maybe it is a small community and stuff, you know? like people still do it. There's people out there, you know, and
I know,
people think that calisthenics is
I'm
cooler. Yeah, I think sometimes calisthenics, some movements of calisthenics are way cooler and stuff. I love seeing if I'm, you know, a heavy bench or a heavy squat and stuff, but these moves, man, I think they're really cool as well, you know, and like. For me, like, you know, I never really discovered, you know, the arts, you know, how.
I'm saying it's better for some people, but I'm saying overall, I'm saying the majority of people in the span of the world, majority of people prefer bodybuilding. It's just like more people.
What about people like, you know, who are in poor countries and stuff? All of them, they start with just like, you know, simple exercises and stuff, because you can't have the gym and stuff. The first place we start with calisthenics.
Do you see all those people? Have you seen like the people that build things out of stone, gyms out of stone? Yeah, bodybuilding, mate. They don't go what I do, push up. They build the stone stuff because they want to do bodybuilding. They don't do push ups,
but
handstands. You don't see them doing handstands. They're building like
that. I'm
that.
saying, but they start with the simple things first, man, and from there they can. That's what I'm saying. It's good progression to bodybuilding stuff, you know. Although maybe the gym is more popular and stuff, like. I would say it's just about of course, getting healthy, the gym and stuff. You can also get healthy to kind of
Yeah, but
running.
That could be that is the basics, but that's technically the basis of bodybuilding as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It comes to calisthenics.
Yeah, but then people are like, that's the basis. They start with that, and then they go, oh yeah, bodybuilding's better, so I'm gonna switch. How many people go into calisthenics? You see the group, bodybuilding. Calisthenics is small, bodybuilding big. You can't change my mind about that.
Of course, but a big community doesn't mean that that we necessarily get it. I would say this is always subjective.
So you're saying like it's basically like the 5 food groups. So you're saying since discretionary food's smaller, it's like it's not as bad. It's not that bad for you.
No, that's not what I say. I would say popularity doesn't equate, you know, to, you know, one thing being better than the other. For example, like soccer, you know, soccer and stuff, and it's one of the popular sports in the world and stuff, you know. But I would say that some sports are more technical. Like maybe the other sports are more technical than that, you know. That maybe let me you know, how awesome it is, like, you know, like for example, like winter sports and stuff, you know, technical stuff. Like people love soccer and stuff, you know, very popular and stuff.
It's what we're trying to say. What's better, and overall.
Yeah, but. I don't think it's the gym and stuff because the gym requires money, exercise. I was calisthenics, man. You can start from home, bro. You can start.
You bodybuilding from home.
Yeah, but you gotta make all this stuff. Whereas calisthenics,
you don't have to make any of it.
You just talked about building stone. Using stone to build.
People build stone because they want to get stronger.
Yes, but I'm saying
calisthenics.
You start with your body weight, or you use a body.
You can start. Yeah, that's the basis of
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well.
That's what I'm saying. Because it's all about, you start with body weight and stuff, you know, and from there you can progress to bigger things.
Yeah, that's same with bodybuilding.
Yeah, but maybe at the gym.
You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to go to the gym.
To bodybuild.
Do people just start with their own weight? Yes, most of the time.
That's what calisthenics all about. That's what I'm saying. Calisthenics is body weight, man.
Then people change from that and they
yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was thinking. So calisthenics is an awesome first option, I think. You can start from home, man. Start with calisthenics, man. You know, you can become just strong, you know, and fit, and you can always go to bodybuilding and stuff, you know. That's why I like mixing it up. Like for me, you know, like gym membership is expensive. I'm broke. You know, university kid at the moment, you know. So, and I'm paying for a few things and stuff, you know. So for me, calisthenics is a much easier option and stuff, you know. And I can still get strong and stuff. But I also mix it up with you know, bodybuilding from time to time.
Have you gotten stronger?
Have I gotten stronger? Yeah, definitely. My pull-ups. That's how I be able to do muscle up and stuff. I do more pull-ups, you know, more push-ups, you know, and things and stuff. But the thing is, like, you
did say squats was part of it.
Squats, yes.
And how come you told me earlier today that your squats have not in progress?
Well, because I injured my back and stuff. And I would say if you're in the strength, I agree. Bodybuilding all the way. But I'm talking about functionality.
Yeah. Yes, exactly what you said. Functionality. You hurt your back. Can't do any calisthenics. You hurt your back.
You can't do any gym either.
Yes, you can. Biceps, triceps. You can still do legs. Can't you?
You can't do legs with the
yes, you can.
Does not.
See the leg curls.
But you can start showing your back and stuff. So same with calisthenics. You need to start with small movements and stuff and like
Like what? Tell me a movement you can do fully. A full movement that you could have done when you hurt your back. That's a calisthenic movement.
I actually do pull-ups and sit-ups and curls and stuff.
You can still do them.
Yes.
You can still do pull-ups.
You actually do pull-ups and stuff. I was able to do pull-ups and stuff. Also, I agree. Maybe get hurt and stuff. If you want, the thing is, you're only training small muscle groups and stuff. You know, but if you get injured badly,
That's what I'm saying. But with but with calisthenics, you're targeting multiple groups instead of a single group.
But you can target single groups in calisthenics as well, like push-ups, chest, dips, triceps and stuff. If you can't, maybe if you injure your back, maybe you can do with upper body.
They're all compound exercises. No isolated exercises. You hurt one part of your body, pretty much gone.
Go on, man. If you hurt your legs, then you can just do upper body exercises and stuff. Because upper body exercise use leg muscles.
You can still do that with
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think both are good. Yeah,
you hurt your arms. What are you doing? You hurt your arms.
Yeah, what are you doing in bodybuilding? You hurt your arms as well.
You do legs.
Yeah, same calisthenics.
Like what?
You can squats, you can go for runs, you can do calf raises, you can do all these things as well. But I was saying, it's good for functionality and stuff, man. It's just good for every day. Like, if you worry about heavy weight, bro, just do body weight stuff, Just go for a run, just go for a walk and stuff,
Yeah.
You don't worry too much about the gym, don't worry about too much weight. Oh man, I'm gonna lose so much gains, I'm gonna lose so much muscle, I'm gonna lose so much strength and stuff. Calisthenics, it's okay, I can go back up, with some time and stuff. But I ain't starting my body weight, and I feel like it's not as much pressure on you, as with bodybuilding and stuff, missing your gym day and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to leave it up to you guys on the camera here to decide what do you guys think is better, calisthenics or bodybuilding, which obviously bodybuilding is better, but we'll just say that for now. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you, Dave, for being here.
Thank you very much.
And what are we going to say? Comment
Comment
down below.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.